Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for September 29th, 2018. My name's Yoshi. This is a podcast about Japanese idols brought to you by Schook Kaidan.com, and I'm joined as always by Charlie Drickum Cowden. What's up?
Not too much.
The huge.
Yeah, I got a bit of a spring cleaning bug going in me, so.
So you're just cleaning.
Well, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go through everything in my room and clean,
Yep.
get rid of stuff that I don't use.
It's cathartic. So last time I did some cleaning, just getting rid of old shit that I don't need. It felt really good. Then I realized I still have way too much shit.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting too. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, even if I get rid of like a good chunk of stuff, I'm just still gonna have too much stuff.
Yep. That's
But
sort of where I'm at in my
I, I've
life.
I've got really like old stuff, like an original Xbox that doesn't
I
work right.
Yeah, I have my PC from college. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I should just get rid of it. That shit is 13 years old, but hey, it still works, and
I,
I don't use it.
well, yeah.
I just need
I've
to
got
rip the hard drive out and just dump it. That's what I need to
yeah,
do, essentially.
yeah. I've got a lot of old computer parts like heat sinks and stuff that it's like, am I really ever gonna use this with everything that changes in computers?
I would say 75% of the time, the answer is no. You will never need this.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
that's that's the thing I go with. I go. I'm probably never gonna need this, and I toss it.
Yep.
So yeah, if you have too much crap, donate it to your local, Salvation Armies and charities if you can. If it's not worth donating, just dump it responsibly. Please dump it responsibly, so we don't end up with a mountain of CDs being dumped in the forest like they do in Japan. Because idols. That's how we
Yeah,
tie this back up to
yeah.
idols.
Them idols and their marketing is terrible.
Isn't it awful? I My mom's theory on why Japan still uses physical media like CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that is to make sure people have jobs, like people in the packing industry, factories and stuff. So I can see that, but then if we're just going to keep dumping crap because we have too much physical stuff, is it really like there has to be a solution better than just firing people from factories.
Yeah,
It sucks, but
yeah. And you would think that, especially with Japan being so small, that they would embrace digital,
yeah.
but then they wouldn't be able to sell handshake tickets and Junkin and
I mean, if what you're buying these CDs for is a ticket that says you can take a picture with an idol or you can handshake an idol, then it should only just be a sliver of paper instead of in a CD and then paper on top.
yeah,
It's just ridiculously wasteful because the end game is the fan interaction stuff. So it's what a weird industry.
yeah,
So we're here to talk about the weird stuff.
yeah.
Starting with Necronomidol, Strange Eons.
The weird stuff.
This is. They've never shied away from being different and out there. They're always like a
Yeah,
horror themed thing, so here we are.
yep, yeah. They started out weird and they've kept going.
Yep. But I did notice that this PV is less about like looking like they're in a horror movie set and more of like realistic and something we can kind of see that it's kind of grounded in a way. Real
Yeah,
life locations.
it's more a commentary on humanity
That's what it feels like, right? At a certain point.
than uh just straight up like there's a ghost and it's gonna murder you
I don't.
or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a monk dude. I don't understand him. I guess he's like the bringer, like the death bringer, or something, or like a Reaper type character.
I don't know. There are subtitles for this.
Yeah, there is, but none of it is actually about storylines. It's about concepts and themes. It's about like,
Well,
oh,
there's subs for the song too.
oh, you mean like lyrics?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about like the text that flashes on the screen.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's like, oh, the end is near, and the end is your death, and it's actual happiness because life is not about happiness. Like it's
Because life sucks.
yeah, it's essentially that kind of theme, essentially the entire time, and um, I
But
don't
there,
ex. What was that?
well, there's one line that pops up, and I have no clue in like what language it is, but it says Cthulhu in it.
Right, it's because a literal Cthulhu, but it's more of like an octopus than a Cthulhu
Yeah.
spawns in Tokyo, but it's they don't really show it all that much. It's like a news report that they show, and the guy's like, good evening, folks. There is a giant monster that appeared in the middle of the fucking city."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on in this. Then it shows like comments from a board with apparently Cthulhu posting on a message board.
Is it Cthulhu posting, or is it the members, or are the members Cthulhu themselves?
I don't know. It says it says Cthulhu.
Okay, so I don't. I still don't understand
Well,
what's going on. I've seen this PB about 4 times. I still don't really get it.
maybe Cthulhu is the like message board or something.
It could be. I don't know. Like the internet and message boards and the circle jerking of the internet is
Yeah,
as evil as Cthulhu or something. I don't know. Maybe
man,
that's the theme.
yeah,
Which
maybe.
it's kind of true.
Yeah. That's not too far off.
Yeah, and at the end, the members of NECRONOMIDOL, they gather at one place in a tunnel and they just die. And they turn into what the same broadcaster that was, breaking a news on Cthulhu, just randomly showing up in the middle of Tokyo. He's like, "Who are these beautiful warriors? Are they foe or are they friends?" It's and that's kind of where it ends. They just turn into um, dark Sailor Moons.
Well, they kind of turn into themselves because
Like the Necronomidal kind of
yeah,
personas.
yeah, because what's her name? Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't have the spider on most of the video,
Are you
and
sure?
after yeah,
Okay.
and after they die, and the monk or whatever brings them back, because after they get the mark on the hand, they die. Um, she has the spider.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that. So, yeah, that makes sense. So they turn into their idol personas, I guess. But they don't fight anyone.
No,
They're labeled as warriors, but they don't do anything. They just walk away from their death scene or transformation scene.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what this is. It's like eternal darkness and uh I don't know. It's all I guess all about death and darkness and I don't know. It's weird. But it fits with them, I guess. They do weird stuff.
Yep. So I think this is a well shot PV. It looks good. I like the idea of a Cthulhu showing up. I just wish it was a little more bigger in scale, not just like the CG'd thing over a photograph.
Yeah.
But that's there are limitations with what you can do with that, I guess. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I
uh,
mean I'm sure there's limitations with what they can do with their budget too.
right. They're not AKB. They're not working on AKB's budget, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
although I would love to see what they could do with AKB's budget, it would be
Oh man,
real interesting, to say the
that,
least.
that could be really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand it because the newscaster all of a sudden just starts spouting blood from everywhere.
Yeah, he just
And
starts bleeding, right? You're like,
it's like
okay, we didn't see him get attacked or anything.
No, he just all of a sudden starts spurting. Well, not spurting, but like blood just running out of his head.
Yeah, and I can't tell if that's because of Cthulhu or it's because of the members turning into themselves, the
Yeah.
superhero versions of themselves.
Location wise, I would say probably Tokyo.
It looks like a city. I'm not gonna, I've been
But
saying Tokyo, but I'm just guessing. I'm honestly not sure.
I would say it's in Japan anyway.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I would say so. Yes, I would say it is in Japan.
Even though a lot of the lyrics in the song are in English.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, so what I just noticed this. The members do bleed out of their hands, which I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then they turn into the necronomidal versions of
Then,
themselves after
then they die or whatever.
the monk like revives them, and they have the same scar that they had on their hand from the bleeding is the same image as the monk's wearing on his head. So that's got to be some kind of connection. He's the one that turned him into super heroines, I guess.
Are they superheroes or like super villains?
Well, that's what the broadcaster's asking. The tagline on on the bottom of the screen is, "Are they friend or foe?" Essentially. So
Yeah.
we have no idea. But he starts bleeding after he starts talking about them, so it could be that they are foe because they don't want to be talked about or something. I don't know.
Maybe they're servants of Cthulhu.
It could be. That would make more sense, actually.
That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. So, all right, that's
the song does kind of give that feel of like I wouldn't say atheism, but like kind of gives that feeling of like devil worship type feel to it.
Does it?
Kind of.
I don't know. I thought it was a pretty straightforward like gothic rock song. It's not quite like super heavy metal.
Well, I'm looking more at the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's there's lyrics like fall into the abyss, immoral, black hearts beating forevermore.
Yeah.
I don't know, it gives that more dark, sinister side.
For sure.
At least lyrically. The song I don't feel is all that instrumentally is all that dark or
no, I think it's actually pretty bright and up tempo and fast.
yeah, it doesn't really give that feeling of dread or sinister that or even like the horror vibe. It doesn't seem to really have that.
Yeah, it's got a pretty positive sounding feel to it, actually.
Yeah.
Weirdly. So I do like this song a lot. I think this might be my favorite Necronomidol song. I'm not sure if that has to do with the dude from Kebab Akiba writing it. Kebab Akiba, famously did a collab EP with Baby Metal, that band. So yeah, that might be why. I feel like their past discography never really spoke to me because it was more atmospheric and it was more like horror based,
Yeah.
This feels a little bit more towards like the pop spectrum, so might be why I enjoy it. But I really like the melodies in this, so I'm quite a fan.
Yeah, I think this is probably my favorite of their stuff. It definitely speaks more to me than their horror stuff does.
Ethiqua or whatever it was from like last year. Yeah. It's fine. Like they're well done. They're always well done, well executed.
Oh, yeah.
But it just was never my thing. So I just, I could never get attached to it. But this song, I can totally get behind.
Yeah, I enjoyed the song. It's not one of my favorite styles of song, but for Necronomidol, I would say it's up there.
Yeah, for me, I think the melodies are awesome, so I'm all for it.
And I did like the song that they did for that Kiba Akiba did with Baby Metal.
Yeah,
So
Kimi to Anime ga Mitai.
yeah, answer for the anime or whatever it was.
Yeah,
And then they did the cover of the original the
yeah, Anime ga Mitai.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. That might be why I'm enjoying this, but I mean, even without knowing that it was him, or if that it was a guy from Kiba Bakiba writing it, I thought this song was hella awesome. So, all right, anything else?
No.
All right, rate it.
I would. I'd probably shelf the song. It's a good song for Necronomidol, but it's not my style of song. I don't think I'd really go out of my way to listen to this. I also have a really hard time actually understanding the English lyrics in this.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah,
I didn't realize they were English until I was watching the subtitles with it. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I can hear that. And then I was wondering if the whole song was in English, and it's not. So
yeah, it's like partial.
I would shelf the PV. This is just it's weird, and I don't understand it. And beyond being well shot, there's not a whole lot there for me. I'm not into the members, so yeah, I'd shelf it.
I will shelf the PV as well. I really like the idea. I just wish the Cthulhu was a little bit like expanded upon. Maybe the members fight it, or the members pray to it, or whatever it is that what their ties with Cthulhu would have been. I wish they showed a little bit more of that. It's shot really nicely. The members look great. The locations are good. It's just there's a whole lot of nothing in between like their death and their revival. So I wish there was some more action going on. But it's enjoyable.
I just noticed that when the symbol appears on their hand, they touch like the what do they call those that the priests use for like exorcisms? The little paper strips.
Okay. Like talismans.
Yeah, they touch one of those that's on a building or a pole or something.
Right. Right.
And it goes up, and then they somehow transported to a tunnel.
All right. Yeah, that happened. All right. This song, I really like this song. It's really catchy. This is more my style. So I enjoy it a lot, but it's still got that little bit of a Necronom dark twist to it. So it's unique. It sounds a little different than like typical like hard rock or metal, whatever you want to call this. So yeah, it's really catchy. Great melody. It's a playlist for me. That's Necronomidol, Strange Eons. And next up, Task Have Fun, Kedo Hanikami. This is hella Task Have Fun.
Kind of all around.
It's, man, they have defined their sound and look and music videos.
Yeah.
Completely defined it. It's actually impressive. They know exactly who they are.
Or at least their producer does.
Yeah. So we could talk about the PV first.
Sure.
Not a lot happens here. It's a lot of just them dancing, and then there's a set. Not quite a set.
A set piece?
Yeah.
There's like this. It's like mosquito netting shaped into a house shape.
It's like a greenhouse, but pink.
Yeah. Yeah. With some furniture in it and a light behind it.
I'm assuming it's just like a curtain, right? And then draped over like some PVC piping and then there's a pink light shining inside and outside it or something.
It looks like it's all but. It looks like the light is behind it.
Right.
Um,
So is the curtain pink? It's like a
I
see-through pink.
don't know.
So
I can't really tell.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it looks like mosquito netting or like gossamer fabric of some sort.
Yeah, it's really thin. So you can see that there's furniture in that tiny room. You know, there's like a
Yeah,
chair, a table,
a
a
vanity.
lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and essentially they're dancing in front of it the entire time, but they do go inside it a little bit, and
No.
they're just kind of posing in front of the mirror, sitting around.
Yeah, I didn't actually put that together.
Yeah. That's
I guess it would be the light from the inside shots.
yeah.
It looks like it's white, and then they got colored lights. So
Yeah. Could be. And yeah, this PV's pretty lackluster. That seems to be their formula of let's put like one thing in this one set and then just have the members work with it. So like I can't remember if it was the last one or two PVs before where they literally just had a car and they were sitting in the car as it rotated on a platform the entire time. And that was the entire PV. So I guess that's kind of their look. It's very minimalist and they go for like color instead
yeah,
of like actual themes or like storyline.
yeah, yeah. There's not much to it. That's for sure.
I
It,
think I prefer a one set Morning Musume or Hello Project PV over this.
mm, yeah, that's tough.
Because there's not much difference there.
Yeah, no, there's not. That's why it's like that's tough to really say which one I prefer.
For me, it's just that Task at Fun is three members, so the place looks extra empty and
Yeah,
sad.
yeah, yeah. It does. It really
So
does. It might have been better if they were all inside the room
yeah,
instead of some outside shots with them dancing and the massive black studio.
yeah, it's just so boring.
Yeah, and the choreography doesn't help. It's
I don't
very
like the choreo at all.
it's very repetitive and very simple. And it's just yeah.
I've That's another thing I've noticed about Task Have Fun. A lot of their choreo is like arm waving. It's sort of like that one phase that Morning Musume had, where lot of their movements were like arm movements, like doing all
Yeah.
this kind of weird shit. So,
Yeah.
yep, not
I,
impressed.
I've noticed a lot of idols are mostly arm waving.
No, this is a
But
very
yeah.
particular brand of arm waving. I think
But yeah,
it reminds me of like Aino Gundan kind of arm waving.
there's a lot.
Yep. So, this song is 5 minutes long, and it's about 2 minutes way too long.
Yeah. I looked at the clock the first time I or not the clock, but the timer on it the first time I listened to this, and I went, "Is this like a 7 minute song?"
You know, it really doesn't help because the PV is there's nothing going on in the PV, so it doesn't help you keep your mind off of this song is not that great. So let me concentrate on the PV. Oh wait, this PV is not worth really concentrating on.
Yeah.
So it just makes the experience much longer than it needs to be.
Yep. Yep. That it
And
does.
and this, this feels like a very Task of Fun kind of song. A lot of horns, bassy, and they have a very specific sound. I don't know what to call it. It's like groovy but retro at the same time. I don't know what to call it. It just feels old, like
It's
the
not.
melodies.
I wouldn't call it exactly jazzy either,
No,
or even like bluesy. It's. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'd call this. It's very well, it is them, but yeah, I don't know what I'd call this.
It's just everything like musically they do. It just feels old and aged. It just doesn't feel modern.
I mean, I generally don't have a problem with that, but I don't know. This just doesn't interest me.
Yeah, it's. I think the catchiest part is the part where it's like, "I want to be your baby." That part. That's
I want to be your lady.
yeah. That part is about the only catchy part, and it's it's repetitive. You know, I'm pretty okay with repetitive stuff, but rest of it is kind of flat and uninspired for me. So
Yeah,
not doing it for me.
yeah, it's all right,
Yeah,
but
it's not bad.
this is more background music for me
Yeah.
than something I'm gonna focus on.
Oh, absolutely. This is like not objectionable. It's unique sounding for sure, but nothing I get attached to.
Yeah, I might get pulled in by like 10 or 15 seconds in intervals of like a minute and a half,
Yeah.
but
Which will happen multiple times because this song is 5 minutes long. So
yeah,
awesome, right?
but it's not gonna hold my attention.
No, it's way too long for it to do that, anyways, for me. Maybe if it was like 2.5 minutes, I can like pay attention, but it's way too long.
And the little breakdown at 3 minutes where it just like slows way down and it's mostly just them singing.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of no.
Yep.
Kind of boring.
Yep. Anything else on this?
No.
All right, rate it.
I would shelf. I'd shelf the song. Yeah, I think I'd dump the PV. It's just boring. There's nothing there. I mean, I would say even that other group that does one scene PVs are better. Oh god. The name's completely gone now.
Oh, there's plenty of other
Oh
groups that do
no, I
that.
guess it was have Task Have Fun that I was thinking about, because like 3WD was
That was one
okay.
set. It was literally black curtains. What
Yeah,
made that PV interesting was like all the stuff that was coming on the screen, the font and text.
and the dancing was more amusing.
Sure. I mean, it was novel at the time, right? But now they've
Yeah,
released 6, 7 PVs now. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, I see the formula.
yep. So
So,
yeah, I think I dumped the PV.
yeah. Yeah, same. Dump the PV and shelf the song. That's Task of Fun, Kedo Hanikami. And next up, Enemy 48. Bokudate Nai Chao Yo. I'm gonna cry too.
Is she finally leaving?
She is leaving. This is her graduation single,
Okay.
which should explain all the solo, like behind the scenes footage shots of Yamamoto Sayaka in this.
Oh, this PV, or at least the dancing parts of this PV.
You don't like it?
It just seems so corny.
Is it the choreo that's corny, or is it the set, or like the whole thing?
The formations.
All right, yeah, they do like the marching band formations where they spell out NMB and stuff. So
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, but like when you look at the Senbatsu list, it's just like a regular size Senbatsu. I think it's about 16 people, and then like I was reading state. What was that website that shows like all the info on like, oh, this member is in this and this member is that, and I forgot, stage 48.
Wiki 48?
So it's one of
Stage
those.
48?
Yeah, I think it was stage 48. Yeah, I was looking at that, and like rest of the members of NMB 48 are background dancers. I'm like, oh, okay, that explains why there's like a billion people in this.
Yeah.
So the only actual Senbatsu members are like actual 16, and they're
Yeah.
not like it's not super obvious that it's just the regular Senbatsu, and then the rest are background dancers, but are actual NMB members.
Well, I kind of figured they were NMB members, but yeah,
Yeah.
I will honestly admit I didn't pay that much attention.
Yeah. I mean, they don't focus on the people in the back anyways, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this PV is just the Senbatsu members of NMB, like, just having casual conversations with Yamamoto Sayaka, pretending like she's passing down some knowledge or advice to them.
Yeah, she's being wise and, you know.
I mean, she's
Aged.
been the rock. Yeah, she's been the rock of NMB for 6 years now. 7 years?
Oh,
7 years. It's 7 years. I think they formed in 2011. So she's been there forever. She's been the most popular member. She's been the most consistent member. And from all accounts, she is a good person and a great leader and gives great advice and stuff like that. So that's, a good example for others. So she was the rock. So it makes sense that they did a PV like this, but it's hardly interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, hey, we're going to stand in the hallway and have a conversation.
I mean, you can just kind of imagine what she's telling them, but like,
don't get caught.
Right. That, or like, yeah, just practice, be the first one in, last one out kind of person. It's like cliches I hear in American football. It's just like, you got to be a gym rat. You got to, you got to put in your time. You got to be the most hardworking person. Stuff like that. So it's
that really lame Takamine line of hard work pays off in the end.
Right. Or have fun, guys. That's also her thing, I guess. But yeah, so that's what it is. She was the Takamine of NMB, so it makes sense to do this. But in a PV setting, like, it's hard for me to take it at face value. It doesn't seem very authentic of conversations, because we really don't know what they're talking about. It's just them hugging each other and some of the Senbatsu members crying because, they know she's leaving and stuff. But it's kind of not authentic because a director behind the camera said, action. All right, now start talking about whatever. So it looks like you're going to miss Sayane.
Yeah, the conversations were probably more like, so, what did you think of that dress?
Yeah.
While putting on a nice, bright, fake smile.
Isn't Joe Eriko such a bitch?
Yeah. So what's for lunch?
Yeah, that too, I'm sure. So, yeah, it's just, I wish maybe they lowered the music for a minute and then just we could kind of hear their conversation to, authenticity. I just want to see it and hear it. But I don't know. I guess that would kind of kill the immersion.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of bitch about that too when they do stuff like that.
But I mean, they kill the immersion just by splicing in old Yamamoto Sayaka footage. So, this is a very unbalanced, all over the place kind of PV.
Yeah. I wasn't ever a really big fan of Sayaka.
Okay, you can get out.
She was all right, but I was never really a fan of hers.
I think you were more of a Milky guy, right?
Milky was okay. I never really had an Oshi in NMB.
But I feel like you still lean towards Milky over Yamamoto Sayaka.
Yeah, probably.
Which, I don't blame anyone for doing that, because Milky was fantastic. But yeah, it really puts it into perspective, watching this.
Yeah.
And it also puts it in the perspective of, I don't really want behind-the-scenes footage in a PV like this.
No, I'd rather just watch her speech when she graduates.
Yeah. That should be a bonus for the single or something, Make this PV, because this location is huge, right? And it's got, like, these big pillars with color on it. It says, like, NMB 48. So it's crazy big, right? They they should have taken advantage of that location and just blown it out like AKB does. Like Jabba from earlier this year, they had like 100,000 people behind them, like doing dumb shit. Like
Yeah.
they needed that kind of big, expansive look to it. Make it look bigger.
Some of those shots really are old, aren't they?
They're from when they debuted.
Wow. She hasn't really changed.
No, she looks the same. I think she lost some weight on her face, or she had some, things done to her face. But yeah, there was that period when she had that really short hair, but it looked like she got attacked by a lawnmower driven by like a raccoon or something. That was like the worst haircut. I was so sad when she had that haircut for like a year or two. I was just like, really? This is what you went with? And I'm glad she grew it out at some point. I'm not a hater of short hair, but that was rough.
Yeah.
That was a rough haircut. So, yep. Yeah, this PV is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it's great if you're you're a fan of Sayane.
No, I mean, I'm a fan of Sayane, and it's still not that great.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. I get it. Like, they're going for sentimental, behind-the-scenes footage, but it's not what I want.
What is that from?
What?
The latex top and gloves.
That was a B-side with the Shirogumi. Remember when NMB still does the Shirogumi Akagumi thing?
Mm.
When they split the group into two, and they do 2 B-side PVs?
Yeah.
That's where it's from. It's the song's called Saigo no Catharsis, which is pretty good. It's a good song.
Okay.
Yep. That was a good song.
I remember that one vaguely.
Yep. And they were like attached to like tubes and stuff, and they're like cloned or something.
Oh yeah.
They're like test tube babies or something.
Yeah.
And they were like scientists. And they're like, oh, we fucked up this experiment. Now they're dancing. So.
Yeah. And this song is typical AKS is about all I can say for it.
Yep. There's really not much else to say aside from that. It's, it's got more of the, it's more up tempo. It's not like the slow graduation songs you would kind of expect, but it's not that. It's up tempo. It's actually pretty happy sounding, so I appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, it's parts of it sound like what you've seen, what you've heard before. Like every little part is like, I've heard this from that one song.
Yeah.
So
I'm not even sure there's too many solo parts in this for Sayane either.
The first verse is all Sayane.
But yeah, it's pretty typical for Akimoto.
Yep.
Or whatever ghostwriter he has.
Yep. It's not bad.
No, wait. He doesn't use ghostwriters. If he did, he might actually produce more songs. That aren't going to be repeats for the stages for the next 10 years.
Yeah. New stages. Remember that was a thing?
Yeah. Yeah, now it's just like, oh, hey, we're going to do a mix of this stage and a bit of this stage. And
one new stage every 3 months. Oh, yeah. Yep. That happened. Yep. All right. Anything else?
No. No, I'm not. Even as a final song for her, I'm not really impressed.
Yep. Rate it.
I think they could have done better. I'd shelf both. The PVs shot well. They picked some good footage. I think there was probably some better stuff they could have thrown in. Some more maybe emotional stuff they could have thrown in there, but overall it's not bad. It's what you come to expect.
You double shelving?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, same. Yeah, I like the location of the PV. There's too much of the, hey, I'm a junior member of yours. You want to give me some advice, bro? Yeah, sure, dude. That exchange is kind of tired. I've seen it too many times now, so.
Senpai noticed me.
Yeah. It's like, senpai. So, Yeah, I just wish they took advantage of how big the location is and how many members they had with them. So, more of it, not just aerial shot. You know,
Oh look, they formed an N. Oh
yeah,
look, they formed an M.
it's cool, but like maybe do something else with it. Like I don't know.
Oh
So,
look, our drone was in the wrong spot, so it looks like a Z instead of an N.
oh, it's a penis. The 8
Yeah.
looks like a penis. Great. So, yeah, it's a little disappointing. Songs, yeah, shelf for me. It's fine. It's got a decent hook at the chorus, so yeah, it's not a bad song, but pretty typical. That's Enemy 48. Boku Tonight Chow Yo. I'm gonna cry too. All right, next up. Speaking of weird, Wa-suta, the world standard. They're back. This one's called Taishio Dake. Kyle B. Ambitious.
Girls be ambitious. I thought that was a Morning Musume song.
That's every song by any female group of all time.
No, like literally, I think that's the title of it.
Dude,
Morning Musume song.
I'm also not kidding. They're not the only ones that have titled their songs Girls Be Ambitious. I am not joking. Everyone has used some form of Girls Be Ambitious, Girl Be Ambitious, Girl Ambitious. Like, I'm telling you. So the title is a play on words. Kalbi is specific dish in Korean barbecue. It's got it's kind of sautéed in a marinated sauce. It's my favorite in Korean barbecue personally. So I'm glad they made that reference. But kalbi sounds like girls be in Japanese, but without saying the S after girls. So they just kind of pushed it together and say it both. They say both.
Okay. This is such a weird. I don't quite understand this one.
Okay, so when the PB opens up, the members of Wa-suta are eating barbecue, right? They're like sitting in a restaurant. They're like, okay, let's eat. Then they see a what do you call it? A flyer that says "looking for disciples." So, and the master that's looking for a disciple is like the master of Korean barbecue. So they go through random challenges, which is presented throughout the entire PV, of them grilling or answering questions to a quiz. Like, what part is this cow called when you cut it up and serve it for barbecue? Stuff like that. And at the end, they pass and they become masters, or they got their license to do whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of makes sense with the girls be ambitious part.
Sure. I don't even think they thought that far through, honestly.
I guess, sort of.
It's just the cheap play on words, I think.
I love their little, like, togs that they have.
Yeah, it's got the cat paws on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's like no reference to being a cat in this, is there?
No, that's the thing. Is like they still maintain the cat ears thing because Wa-suta, that's their thing. It's cat ears, but this is not a cat ears thing at all.
Interesting.
I guess their concept is we wear cat ears and talk about food because their last single was tapioca milk tea.
Yeah.
So they're just going to pick random shit to talk about, whether it's food or drinks. Next up, it's going to be ice cream sundae or banana split.
Smoothies.
Yep. Smoothie.
Slushies.
Yeah, sure. Slushy. Dippin' Dots. Then it turns into a freaking tie-up. And they don't want to turn into Maneki Kecak, which we'll be talking about in a few minutes. So they keep it generic, They don't say like, "Hey, we're, sponsored by this, barbecue company or restaurant." So, at least they keep it generic.
Have they done one for like cream soda yet?
No, because Tiptoe has that covered.
That would seem to be like a thing.
Maybe since they've done a drink and a food, maybe they'll do like a dessert this time. Next time, I don't know.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake, ice cream. I'm sure they'll come up with something.
Uh, I
So, I mean, there's really, it's just typical Wasta craziness at the end. It's just them obtaining their licenses and they finish eating. So, it's
eating.
charming.
I could really go for some good barbecue right now.
Yeah, seriously, I'm so hungry right now. I do have a sub waiting for me after the show. But yeah, I could definitely go for some barbecue right now.
Oh, yeah. Uh,
And Korean
beef.
barbecue is amazing. It's so good.
I've never had Korean barbecue.
You should try it, man. It's the flavoring is very Asian, and some of it can be spicy, but it's awesome.
I don't think there's any place here that serves it.
Yeah, that's gonna be difficult for you maybe, but it's great. If you can, just try it once. I love it. So
I know there's the House of Sushi, but I've never been in there.
yeah,
I don't know exactly what they serve.
probably sushi, but I'm
Pro-
gonna guess they probably do other Asian crap too.
there's also the Sumo or whatever, however you pronounce that. It's
Uh huh.
a Thai bistro and bar.
Oh, nice. Sounds fancy.
Yeah, it looks pretty fancy. But that's like the only really Asian places I can think of other than like Chinese fast food.
Yeah. Yeah, I would give it a try if you can. Let's talk about the song. It's typical pop, idol pop song, and more on the cutesy side, of course, because it is Wasta. There are parts melodically where it reminds me of the piece. It's the it's the part where they're like da 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 da, and it goes uh. It's hard to recite the melody without hearing it in the song. Oh, it's the part that goes da, 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 da. Everybody, body, body. In the original, the piece,
Mm.
there's one part before the chorus where they do that. I was like, oh, that sounds like the piece, but it's really not like specifically like the piece, but it's kind of in that vein. It's horns and idol pop, so dancey.
There's a bit of. I think that's a shamisen that's in there in the doobie doobie doo part.
Hmm, I'm not sure.
So it's got some variety
Yeah,
to the instrumentals. Um, I kind of like this song, but it's not. I don't know. It's not driving my excitement.
I think it's good because the members' performance is great.
Yeah,
And like the instrumentals are good. I just think the melodies are weak. Like especially in the
maybe.
chorus, it doesn't get me really excited during the chorus
Yeah,
because the rest of the song is really solid and it builds, but just they just say
yeah,
Oniku Tabatai. Just want to eat
yeah,
meat.
yeah. Right now that sounds pretty good.
Yep.
But yeah, it's
I'm glad they didn't kind of link the meat thing to their boyfriends or whatever because that would get awkward very fast.
uh,
I want to
yeah,
eat your meat. I mean any meat, like barbecue. That's what I meant. Yeah.
sure.
So, yeah, I think this song's charming, but not super catchy.
It's no Wagyu fire.
I don't remember what that song sounded like. I remember the PV.
Yeah,
I definitely remember the PV.
the PV was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Uh, Oh, I don't even know if I could find that. I can't remember who did that.
It's like Ichigo Daisakusen or something, right?
Was it?
Ichigo Panic?
Daisakusen. Um,
I don't know.
if
Maybe I'm thinking of a porn.
Maybe if I add in PV, it'll come up.
I don't know.
BTS Fire came up, so
Oh, that's definitely what we're looking for.
yeah, yeah.
I'd go for some barbecue right now. Oh, I'm so hungry. Oh, Tochi Otome 25.
Okay.
And they had that one song that was like Ichigo Daisakusen or something.
I still can't get it to come up in English, which is no surprise.
All right. Anything else on this?
No. I think they needed to show the actual barbecue off more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than, hey, is this a flank or is this a chuck?
Right. Yeah.
Because even I don't know that.
I don't know.
I have no clue. It's the back.
It's a sirloin or...
Yeah, it's a T-bone.
Yeah.
It's a rib, and ribs are really delicious when
Yes,
they're
they are.
barbecued.
Yes, they're amazing.
Oh. Yeah. No, I got nothing else.
You want to read it?
I would. I have a really hard time giving this a playlist. It just doesn't quite do it for me. I have to shelf the song, and I'd be more likely to watch the PV. I would probably playlist the PV. The members are adorable.
Yeah. That's... Man, they are good at that.
Yeah,
like being adorable in their thing.
They're really good at acting that way.
How ridiculous of an outfit they're wearing does not affect their adorableness.
The giant bell.
Yeah. Like, they sometimes put Momoclo to shame with what ridiculous outfits they wear.
Yeah. They're more cohesive, I would say, than most of Momoclo's ridiculous outfits.
Right, they actually fit the theme. Yeah, they usually do.
Well, they're just more, I don't matched. They're not quite as contrasting and just like, why did you put that together with that?
Right.
Type thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd playlist the PV, but I'd have to shelf this song.
Yeah, I'm borderline on both. Like, I could playlist the song, but I sort of am not in love with the song. I could playlist the PV, but yeah, I'm going to go with double shelf. I'm not quite there. I love the colors in the PV, but yeah, it's just not grabbing me all that much. I appreciate the members looking great. They look invested as always, so it's good. But yeah, it's just not grabbing me. And the song, I really like the instrumentals. I like everything but the chorus. I just think the chorus is super weak. And it should be the most hype. So, it's a little disappointing. Alright, that's Wa-suta. Taishio Idake, Gotta Be Ambitious. And let's do some rapid fires. We had a lot of PVs, and we're just going to quickly talk about these here. They don't have too much going on. So, hopefully we'll get through them pretty quickly.
And some of them are just not good.
Right, it's pretty empty. So, first up, RHYMEBERRY, Rapu no Tatsujin, the Iron Man of rap.
I am Iron Man. That's a ripoff.
Tony Stark?
No. Iron Maiden?
Oh.
I believe.
Okay.
Had a song called Iron Man. Yeah, Black Sabbath.
Oh, Black Sabbath. Right. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. I am the Iron Man. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
PV is just them simulating the Iron Man of anything. Like, you're the Iron Man of gaming. You're the Iron Man of clapping. You're the Iron Man of being late. It's just dumb as hell. It's just they came up with concepts to be an Iron Man of, and they just kind of simulate it. It's like, oh, I can hit the button on the controller like 16 times really fast. I'm the Iron Man of gaming. That's sort of their thing here.
Well, that's more than I got out of it.
That's all it is. But they just do like 20 concepts. Not even that many. Probably like 15.
Iron Man of the part-time worker.
Yep. Iron Man of cooking. So you're an Iron Chef? Yes.
Yeah.
Iron Chef. Literally Iron Chef.
I mean, that one, yeah, I can understand that. But
Yeah.
running late?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's not anything to be proud of, right?
Yeah.
So why would you even call yourself an Iron Man of that? So, yeah. So it's kind of a nonsense PV, but it's charming. It's cute. I just think it's shot not great. Like the camera quality looks fuzzy.
Not to mention the effects they have over it does not help it any. And they try to do these like really dramatic shots with their hair side and the. It's like no, it just doesn't work.
Nah.
And like I guess that's the members that they transpose over the picture in some random color. Yeah, just I don't know. Maybe it doesn't help that I don't like the song.
Yeah, I do think the part where they're like, "I am an Iron Man" part is pretty catchy, but the rest of the song is pretty. Like it's, for me, just typical Rhymeberry. It just doesn't speak to me.
Yeah, it's mostly meaty rapping, and it's just like, yeah.
She does do some really fast, like tongue twister speed rapping, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean it's impressive, but I don't really feel that it fits with music. If she was doing like "How Fast Can You Talk," I think it'd be okay, but I just don't feel her voice fits with music that well.
Yeah.
Or at least they haven't found a type of music that her voice works with.
I mean, that's rap though, right? I mean, they just do whatever the hell they want in terms of music and then just rap over it, so.
Yeah. Maybe, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of hers.
Mm-hmm.
And Yurika is not really any better.
Yeah. I think Miri's actually pretty solid. I disagree with your sentiments on Miri, so yeah. Anything else on this?
No.
I rate it.
Really don't like the song. I would shelf the PV and yeah, I'd shelf the song. It's not terrible to the point that I'd dump it, but I wouldn't listen to it.
Double shelf for me. The PV's fun. It's goofy. Just wish it wasn't as ridiculous, and I wish it was better shot. It's just kind of weak, looks wise. Song, the chorus is catchy. Everything else is kind of flat. So yeah, this shelf. It's Rhymeberry Rapu no Tetsujin. And next up, or last up, Baby Raids Japan, Yoake Brand New Days. So this is their last. I don't. Is that a single? I don't even know if it's a single. It is
Mm.
a limited release, stream only. So it's a single, but stream only.
Hmm. Okay. So does that mean you can't download it?
I think that might include downloading.
Yeah. I guess that's a really cheap way to do a final single.
Yeah. So one of the biggest reasons why there's two big reasons why I don't really want to talk too long about this. Is because I believe they already had a song called Yoake Brand New Days.
That's a possibility.
And this PV is also a recording studio PV. We all know what that is.
Yeah.
F
And
that.
it's not even like individual shots of the recording studio. It's like, here's a mic, stand in a circle and sing. Oh, I guess there are some individual shots, but
Yeah.
most of it is, here's a mic, stand in a circle and sing.
Yeah. Yoake Brand New Days was a B-side for Eiko Sunrise from 2015. So there you go. Yep. This is the so we're sad that you guys are breaking up, but let's do some, last hurrah kind of thing.
Yeah.
And their idea was let's take a B-side that people like. I'm assuming people really like this song because why else would they do a PV? And
That's a pretty good song.
it's not bad, but I never liked Baby Raids' sentimental stuff, even though this still maintains that punk rock sound. It's still
Yeah.
the more touchy-feely stuff. I liked more of their aggressively, I hate you because I'm a teenager attitude punk rock.
I'm going to destroy everything.
Yes, the Watanabe Reel flicking me off with a smug face kind of Baby Raids was my favorite kind of Baby Raids. So this
Their
is
their first single was awesome, and then they kind of just, yeah,
yeah, they
just
had like Baby Raids, and then another one was like Tora Tora Tiger was okay. Buchake Chake, Rock and Roll was good. And yeah, they had a
yeah.
couple more, but they never really grabbed my attention fully. So
And then
yeah,
they decided to change their name for some unknown
yeah,
reason.
because there is a Baby Raids USA apparently, so they wanted to
Really?
distance themselves. No, I don't know because why else would you add your country?
Yeah, I don't know.
There has to be another one, right? It's got to be
I,
like a Baby Raids from China or Baby Raids Korea or Baby Raids Germany or something.
I mean, I could see that maybe for like Puffy, but Baby Raids? I don't know.
Yep.
And if anybody knows who Puffy is, well, good on you.
Welcome to 25 years ago.
um,
So we really don't need to spend too much time talking about this. You want to rate it?
I shelved this song. The song's actually the song I would say is probably borderline playlist for me. It's up there. I actually enjoyed the song quite a bit, but it's still, yeah, I'm not. It's a little too sentimental for me, so I still don't think I'd listen to it all that often. I I'd shelf the PV. I actually didn't mind watching it, despite the fact that it is just mostly a recording studio with like, oh hey look, we did a music festival at some point and had a big crowd because there were lots of other acts there that people showed up for.
No, man, they're all there for Baby Raids.
Yeah, yeah, right. So yeah, I mean that's yeah, I'd shelf the PV.
Yeah, I'm gonna dump the PV. Everyone knows my pet peeve for PVs.
Hmm.
It's one set, PV, white background, no extras, empty looking real places, and live footage, concert footage that could be on a DVD or Blu-ray, and also recording studio PVs. So this checked off two of the worst, most egregious things that I don't like about PVs. So congratulations, Baby Raids, you did that. So dump the PV. Song is a shelf. All right, that's Baby Raids Japan. Yoaki Brand New Days. Bye, Baby Raids. We'll never talk about you again.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about you in reference to your past work, but not new things. So
Yeah, you were referenced just last week.
did we?
Or was it the week before? Yeah, I referenced Tora Tora Tiger.
Oh yeah, this you did. That's right. That's why I have Tora Tora Tiger on my mind. Speaking of Tora Tora Tiger, Maneki Kecak, because Maneki Neko are cats. They're felines. The song's called Ari Yori no Ari.
I don't know what this song is.
It is a punky pop song.
It definitely is different than last week's.
Yep. The Nobunyaga.
Yeah. I would say the song I like better at this one than last week's.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
But I'm not so sure on the PV.
This PV is, to quote a movie, a fantastic movie. I don't remember what year it was. It was Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Fantastic comedy starring Jason Segel. It's a scene with Paul Rudd where he's a surfing instructor, and he says, "When life hand you lemons, say fuck it and bail." That's this PV.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just, remember we talked about it was a Tsubaki Factory that did two PVs of, man, I have a part-time job at this restaurant and it sucks. I'm an art student and I suck. Like, it's that, right? It's this. That's the concept is I suck at whatever I'm trying to accomplish. But here there's a twist. The twist is that they say fuck it. They say, I suck at painting. You know what? I'm just going to throw a bucket of paint on my painting because I suck.
Yeah. I suck at bowling. Well, I'm just going to throw twice the balls.
I suck at life, so I'm just going to do ballet dancing in the hallways. I don't know why.
I'm at school and I want to leave, so I'm going to do a flip. And we're going to make sure the camera cuts to a lower shot.
Yeah.
Don't get that unskirt shot.
You don't see it, man. That's more enticing that way. Yeah.
I found that kind of ironic.
It's pretty funny.
She wasn't even wearing shorts?
She probably was.
You were that afraid to show it?
Yeah.
You were that afraid to show that she was like wearing shorts?
Yeah. So yeah, it's just there's really no actual storyline. It's the members just getting together at a certain point. They're like, "Hey, you know what? Life is not worth like being sad over. Yeah, just don't stress it. YOLO kind of thing. Even though the YOLO thing they do isn't like very YOLO. They're just spazzing out.
And lighting fireworks.
Yep, that's basically it. Hey, you know what? Life is fireworks.
What is with this face that keeps showing up?
What face?
Is this supposed to be somebody famous?
Yes, that's a comedian who's on Japanese television all the time. I believe his name is Shofuke Tsurube. He, with the circular glasses and everything. So I referenced this earlier, but this is a tie-in with Nissin Cup Noodles, I think. No, it's Ace Cook. Ace Cook Super Cup Max. Those are cup noodles, just not the trademarked cup noodles.
Those are words.
Yes, they're a instant ramen brand, so it's a tie-in with them. And I'm assuming the commercial has this old gentleman, Tsurube, the comedian, in there, and he shows up a couple times in the PV. Yes.
Well, his picture does anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually shows up.
No, it's like a imposed video of him holding the cup ramen on a billboard.
Right. Okay. So it is who I was thinking it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you Google,
When you described him, he popped. Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
recognize him. If you watch enough
Yeah.
Japanese TV, you'll recognize him. So he's on TV all the time in Japan. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think we can rate it.
I think this is a shelf for me. The song is just not catchy enough for me, and the PV is just kind of whatever, you know, kind of like their concept was for it. It's just kind of whatever.
Yep.
You know, it would have been like it would have been better if, you know, when life gives you lemons, eat ramen.
Yep. That's
That
probably that's their tagline.
That probably would have been a better PV than this. But, you know, they had fun with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Or they look like they did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm gonna shelf the PV. The Instagram filter, the sepia tone, I'm just over it. They're just trying to be like all theatrical or something. I'm just not a fan of that. We're an indie film. It's like, no, fuck you. You just look like a fuck. That's what it comes off as. I like the members looking, you know, invested, and, you know, they look like they care. But yeah, the concept isn't crazy enough. I wish they did something a little more out there. Just not YOLO enough. So, song, it's not bad, but I don't think it's overly hooky. It's not leaving a super strong hook, so it's pretty lackluster. So shelf it as well. That's Maneki Kecak, Ari Yori no Ari. And next up, Deadlift Lolita, Hirari Ninkyoden.
Oh boy.
Speaking of tie-ins, this is for a cell phone game. Yes.
Let me guess. It's for a fighting game.
It probably is. Let me look it up, actually, because I'm not sure how to even pronounce that, because those are very difficult kanji that I don't know how to read.
Hockey, huh? Oh, hockey.
It's just called Ninkyoden, apparently. There's two kanji symbols in front that I don't recognize, so, or recognize together. It looks like a card battling game. Card battling gacha game.
Okay.
There you go.
So it's Hearthstone.
Yeah, sure. It's like a card battler, though. It's not so much like take turns and... My God, where's the gameplay? Jesus Christ, it's all like... This isn't... Oh my God. This YouTuber. Fuck this person. Yeah, it's a gacha game. So you roll to get rare cards. Woohoo. That's what the Japanese video game industry has died to. It's because of games like that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Greedy bastards.
Yeah, they make money.
They do. Sorry, I don't want to get us too sidetracked from this because it's supposed to be rapid fire. But yeah, so Sakureka and Lady Beard are in a warehouse for some reason. They're dressed up in like a modified kimono, and Lady Beard is taken hostage by a gravure idol. Apparently, her name is Hiratsuka Nana.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm led to believe that this gravure idol took Lady Beard hostage and almost beat Sakureka single-handedly. Because they fight.
Yeah. And she does seem to beat Reika pretty bad.
Yeah, and Reika only wins because Lady Beard is there for the assist.
Yeah.
And they beat her with a lariat, a assisted
or train.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think they're training. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
I would say the song is a bit different from their normal style, or what I would come to expect from Lady Beard. It's
It's,
not,
it still maintains that rock sound though.
yeah, but it's not like Western rock. It's got some of the traditional Japanese.
Oh, the instruments. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a shamisen there for sure.
yeah. So it's a little different. Even the singing style that they use is a bit different.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Ladybeard sounds rough in this.
I think this range is too high for him. Especially in the verse,
Maybe.
he's singing in the same key as Reika, and that's hard for a guy to sing in the range of a lady. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
So he sounds like he's straining, which is it's to be expected. So
Which is not a good thing.
no, but I think I didn't have an issue. I saw you have an issue earlier, but I didn't really have the same issues. I do notice it, of course, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Well, his solo lines just don't sound as good as the previous stuff he's done.
Sure, and yeah, I don't know. I think the only explanation is that he's just singing too high in key.
So it just sounded a little rough.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Right.
Um, I would. I'd shelf this song. It doesn't. It has a lot of the elements that I like, but it's just not. Yeah, I don't know if it's the vocals more so than the instrumentals in this case. It just doesn't do it for me. Of course, Reika doesn't sound great in this one.
Yeah, not a fan of her vocals.
I would. I would shelf the PV. It's a very. I guess this was kind of the theme that Lady or Deadlift is going for. They all seem to have some like fighting aspect to it.
Right. Which makes sense. They're both pro wrestlers.
Yeah. Yep. They're both jacked as hell. God damn.
Yeah.
Looking at Reika's arm, it's just like, damn.
She's impressive. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd shelf the PV.
I'm gonna. Man, I'm so like neutral to this existing, so I'll just shelf it, I guess. It's just nothing super impressive. I do think there are some good melodic elements, but yeah, it's just not really grabbing me all the way. And the PV, it's funny. I just wish the fight scene was kind of longer and a little less of the slow motion, because I think fight scenes should be more focusing on real time, because that's more impressive, you know. And
Yeah.
considering you have two choreographed martial artists, I feel like you could do better. But then they're working with a gravure idol, so I guess maybe that makes it difficult.
I don't know. I would be surprised why they picked a gravure idol for this.
Yeah.
That just seems like a very weird choice for a very bit part.
Right. They could have just got a pro wrestler. I'm sure they know plenty. So
yeah,
that's weird.
So maybe she's, I don't know, maybe she's into that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe she's actually trained or something. So yeah, I just wish they did a little more of the fighting. So yeah, in one location, it's pretty lame. It's probably the same warehouse we see in every other PV. So
probably.
Yeah, double shelf. That's Deadlift Lolita Hirari Ninkyoden for the mobile game Ninkyoden. And last but not least, Last Idol. How appropriate. This is by La Luce. They won the producer off that they had on the TV show. So the producer who produced La Luce helped them led them to victory. So they get to be the Last Idol single. So they're technically called Last Idol, even though this is La Luz.
Oh,
And
okay.
the song is called Everything Will Be Alright.
I thought it was a little. I thought there were more members in Last Idol.
Yeah, there's way more. Like, there's total probably like 16 to 25, I would say, I think. Somewhere around there. So, that's just a guess. But, yeah. This PV takes place in a stadium. It looks like a soccer stadium with a track and field track around it. So, it's like your all-purpose. We do track and field events as well as soccer kind of stadium. Yeah. I think Nissan Stadium is something like this, where they do both track and field and soccer. So,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's basically 5 members of La Luz dancing in this big ass empty stadium, and they're in the locker room and inside for a couple shots.
I had it very distracted and just kind of why are there like 3 members in blue and 2 in white?
Yeah, that's weird. Now that you mention it, that is weird. I don't know.
I mean, I'm used to like Morning Musume having like different colors or different styles of outfits. They'll have like 2 in shorts and 3 or 4 in skirts, and maybe a couple in pants or something. Yeah,
yeah. Those dancing outfits are bad.
There's like balance to it, but this one it's like 3 blue and 2 white. It's like why?
They look terrible. Why? What are they wearing? They look like baggy Boy Scout.
They look outfits. Like bathrobes.
Yeah, they look terrible. It's a weird shape.
Yeah, they look like bathrobes.
Yeah, I don't get
like short ones, or like they're like men's shirts.
Their posing outfits are way better.
Those are, yeah. I like a couple of those, like the one with the tank top, the half shirt, and the one that's right in front. I like those 2. The others are okay, but
yeah. What a weird choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the PV looks good for what it is. This brown sepia tone kind of pisses me off, but like the PV looks big. The stadium is big. It's empty, so
I think the sepia tone was more to cut down on the sunlight.
Could be, yeah. But it just looks brown, and I'm not excited about brown. And yeah, once again, yeah, it's hard to fill a stadium that can fit thousands of people, but like, I wish there were people there. That would be so cool if they were like, if they filled the stadium and cheered or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they could get something.
Yeah, like fill out like one section and only shoot that one section or something.
Ecopa. What is Ecopa?
That's probably like a sponsor or a name of the park.
Yeah.
Or the stadium.
Looks like
Shizuoka Stadium. Yeah, there you go.
Primarily used for football.
Makes sense. So capacity of 50,000. That's huge for a Japanese stadium, actually. Wow, that's impressive. Oh, did they build it for the World Cup? Yes, they built it for the World Cup. Yep, that makes sense. That's why. Yep. All right.
So, what about this song?
Yeah, this song is weird, right? It's kind of like, for me, it feels like 90s electro techno pop.
Yeah.
Like the stuff Amuro Namie and Aikawa Nanase were doing.
A little bit, yeah.
A little more rocky, but yeah.
Yeah. I was never into Amuro, but Nanase, I listened to some of her stuff.
Yeah, I feel like this is what her music used to sound like. I don't remember, I can't name any songs off the top of my head, but I just got this weird feeling that this is a very 90s techno pop song.
I should be able to name songs off the top of my head, and I can't. That's just terrible. Because I did listen to her.
Yeah. So, I really like this song. It's catchy. The melodies are good. The instrumentals are good. I think the vocal performance is solid. It's not great. But, like, hearing the individual voices and having solo lines and stuff, like, this song is proof that, for me, I enjoy it way more when there are solo lines. Like, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
And the melody at the chorus is haunting. Like, I think it's a really pretty melody. So
I like some of the vocal effects too that they use, because there is a bit of vocal treatment on it, but it's
mm-hmm.
not to the point where it's like auto tune bad levels.
Right.
So there's some stuff in here that I like. Yeah, I think I'm actually with you on this one. It's I kind of have to get over my prejudice of it's still basically AKS.
Yeah, but the instrumentals are different. Like, AKS doesn't do
Yeah,
instrumentals like this all the time. Hearing single voices is great. The verse is all solo lines. Like, it's great. Like, it's awesome. You see the members sing those lines and stuff. Like, I feel invested in each member, which is great. Now I feel like I have an Oshi if I need to pick a Lelouch Oshi, which will probably never happen because there's just too many auto groups to even keep track of these days. But
yeah,
yeah, like, there's a person resembling what I would consider an Oshi. Like, and after hearing her voice, I'm like, yeah, I could see myself enjoying her work. So
yeah. And they don't use the typical what we refer to as the AKS vocal style, where it's all choral and very matched.
I mean,
In
that
the
mostly comes from there's 16 of them, right?
yeah,
Here,
to a
there's
certain
only 5.
degree. To a certain degree, it comes from that, but it's also a style choice.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a little bit of both.
So yeah, I think I'm kind of with you on that one.
All right. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Rate it.
I think this one I'd actually playlist. I think I'd actually playlist this song.
Mm-hmm.
The PV I'd probably dump. Um, I would rather see them dancing in the black outfits.
Yep.
Um, than the whatever those are. I, I I don't know why, but it bothers me that they're not balanced. They should have an extra member in there and white to be balanced or something. It's just it bugs me.
That's the downside of having odd member groups.
Uh, the PV is really boring.
Yeah, it is.
So I think I'd probably shelf the PV. Close to a dump, but not quite. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm gonna playlist the song. I really like the hook. I love the chorus. It's super catchy, very memorable. I can listen to it a whole bunch of times and not be bored by it. Not quite repeat, but definitely solidly on my playlist. And the PV, it's shot okay. I'm not a fan of the brown sepia filter, but I think the stadium look is cool. Even though it is empty, I think it looks cool. It just makes it look big and like important. So I appreciate that. So I'll just shelf it. It's not super bad. So that's last idol. Everything will be all right. All right, that's all the PVs we're going to talk about tonight. But before we end the show, MVPV. Who you got? Top 2, top 3. We talked about a lot of PVs tonight, so.
Yeah, and there were a lot more. I would probably go with Last Idol and Wa-suta.
I think mine would be Last Idol and Necronom. But Wa-suta was the most entertaining, just as a package, because the PV was fun. It was cute. It was adorable. The song was pretty good, not great. Necronom, I really like the song, but the PV it's not an entertaining PV per se. It's interesting, but like not entertaining. And that's just, that's just the nature of their style against my taste.
Yeah.
Last Idol, I like the song a lot, but the PV is pretty boring. So for me, yeah, I still, now that I'm speaking this out loud, I will say Last Idol and Wa-suta as well then. But as a package, Wasta is more interesting, but Last Idol, I think, is definitely got the more solid song. So I'll toss it to you, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's tough.
Just Wasta's a very cohesive package. It's fun, it's
Yeah,
cute, colorful, and goofy, and song's pretty good. Last
I
Idol, that's an instant playlist for me as a song. So I don't know, it's tough.
yeah. Which one rates higher? That's the whole thing.
Uh, As a song for me, definitely Last Idol. But Wasta is
Yeah,
a PV and song combo that I can revisit multiple
yeah,
times and have fun with.
yeah,
So to me, I guess I'm leaning more towards Wasta.
yeah.
So I don't know about you.
No, I'm with you on that. I'd probably go with Wasta too. I'd probably listen to Last Idol as a song
Yep,
uh,
more for sure.
on my phone more than I would Wasta,
Yep,
but
I
I'd
agree.
watch and listen to Wasta more than I would Last Idols.
Right,
So
because
as a PV, I would go with Wasta.
right. All right, you want to just go with Wasta then?
Yeah.
All right.
That-
All right, Wasta, Taishi Oidake, Kyle be ambitious, girls be ambitious is the MVPV of the week. All right, don't forget, guys, if you're watching, listening in podcast form, 7 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/New School Kaidan and youtube.com/New School Kaidan, and follow us on social medias at New School Kaidan, Mia Yoshirect, Draco at Draco60. And our Discord server is at discord.me/NSK. Anything else?
No,
All right.
no, can't think of anything.
That'll do it for the show. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.